Hey guys, TapScreen Gaming here, back with another JJK video. As you may be able to hear, I'm currently sick, so try bearing with me, it might sound a little weird. Today we're going to be going over the meta team for the new servers and mostly for the free-to-play players, so we won't be including Toji. If you're spending, he'll definitely be in this team, but I realize a majority of people won't buy him, so we'll assume for the sake of the video you're one of those people, with a little exception at the end of the video. So first off, the two most obvious and two best units, both of these can be gotten free to play and you should be spending your gems on them in the Curseborn banner right here. It opens up when you reach level 25 and I'm talking about Yuta and Hana. So Hana's right here, Yuta's right there. Hana's one of the best, if not the best support characters in the game, including all the new units that have come out. She's a must-have in every team because of her skill 3 right here. Grants 15% magic damage reduction to all allies, applies Holy Light Barrier, that's what we want. It spreads out any damage taken evenly among allies, lasting for 2 turns, and heals them at the end. So it basically helps negate any single target, column, or row damage by spreading it out between everybody. Her first skill also dispels debuffs, buffs attack, and gives an extra crit buff for fighter units. Yuta is a mix of damage and healing. He's got a pretty decent AoE, 104% physical damage, and 100% chance to inflict Cursed Vengeful Breath. This is what makes him really good, along with his skill 3 here, so this will apply to his skill 4. If somebody dies while carrying this debuff, he restores HP equal to 120% of attack for all allies, and each attack has a 60% chance to inflict it, lasting for 2 turns. So he's actually a pretty decent healer, as well as his single target damage is really nice. 320%, deals damage equal to target's lost HP. Units HP is below 30%, it directly eliminates them. It ignores shields, defense, damage sharing, everything. So he's really good. Now, with the two obvious ones out of the way, the next two units will be focusing on speed. We've got Yoshinobu. He heals with both of his skills, one being a single target. It restores HP, 245% of attack to ally with the lowest HP. It also buffs 2 allies with 70 speed and 25% of attack, while his skill 3 does the same thing except for the entire team. 70% speed, 25% attack. The 70 speed buff is really good, especially early on, because that's a bigger portion of your total speed. Skill 4 is also just a little added bonus here. Damage to enemies increases by 30% if they're carrying 3 of his unique debuffs. Now, Noritoshi Kamo is going to be used for speed, just in a different way. We'll be using him to lower the enemy team's speed. His first skill attacks the first 2 rows with a 60% chance to reduce their speed by 15%, while also lowering their attack by 15%. His third skill is a 20% chance to imprison, which is a stun. It also goes up to 40% if his target's slowed. And his skill 4 here also just reduces all enemy speed by 8% for the first 2 turns at the start of the battle. Increases damage dealt to targets under imprison as well. Finally, for some extra damage, namely single target damage, we have Nanami. His skill 1 here does 231% damage, as well as ignoring 40% defense, while also restoring 30% of damage as HP. If the target has an echo debuff, it adds more damage. Now, this is where it gets interesting. His skill 3 gives him a 60% chance to attack a second time, dealing 120% damage of attack. And his skill 4 here gives him a 100% chance to a counterattack, dealing 100% physical damage. Now, if you don't have those characters, or you don't have enough copies of them for them to be useful, here's some substitutions. Noritoshi can be subbed with Gojo at the beginning, because he can also reduce speed, 10% chance to inflict a 50% chance to inflict 10% slow. And he also applies the Echo debuff, where is it, right here? Yeah, which will help Nanami's damage as well. Yoshinobu could be subbed with another healer, which would be Iori Utahime. She unfortunately doesn't buff speed, but she does healing while allowing your team to do more damage. So when your enemies receive damage from continuous debuffs, heals your whole team, does the AoE damage, 70% chance to apply severe injury, and increase damage taken by 30% for 3 units. And then her skill 1 restores HP equal to 108% of attack for 3 allies. Also increases their crit damage. She is SSR+, so if you are struggling to get a healer, you can also use Takuma right here. Removes all debuffs from 3 allies with the highest attack and increases their attack. He also does some healing, revives a single ally and restores their HP equal to 247%. If they're not dead, restores HP equal to 356% of his attack, and increases the crit rate by 20%. You could also use Aratanita, he's also easy to get. Restores HP equal to 81% of attack for all allies, increases their attack, has the same revive thing, just not as good as Takuma, and then just buffs his healing for his passive. Nanami shouldn't really need to be subbed, as you can get him in the campaign in Journey of Memories, I believe. Yeah, you can get 2 copies of them here earlier on. But if you do have to sub him out, I guess you could use Sukuna. He's actually a pretty decent damage dealer from the early to mid game. 110% physical damage, 3 random enemies. He's the fastest ally, targets additional units. 275% physical damage to the lowest HP. If the target's killed, he follows up with another attack. And then just some self buffs there for his passive. So now let's check out what we should be putting on everybody for combos, Omamori, Shikigami, and Elementals. These are going to be the optimal ones to use, but I expect yourself to use whatever you can at the time, but work towards these. Now, I haven't played in a little while, so I don't have the proper Omamoris, but we'll just look at them here to see what you should be getting for everybody. Agility, Shield, and Survival. For her Omamoris, preferably be using the red ones, which allow you to have 2 of these on them. So you'll be using crit res plus damage reduction. And then for the second one, you want to be using Blessing right here with dodge, with control res being optional. She should also be using the 4-piece Orochi set with the wind elemental or the darkness elemental. For Yuta, you want to be using agility, penetration, and physical combo. His Omamori should be crit pursuit plus valor and rampage plus rage or precision or divine power. We'll also be putting the 4-piece Tamamo set on him and give him the fire elemental or Hawkeye or bloodthirst if you have either of them. Now I don't have Yoshinobu leveled up at all, so we'll have to look at these on Sukuna. But for Yoshinobu, you're going to have agility, magic combo, and shield. His Omamori is going to be armor plus damage reduction and mercy plus crit res. Vigor and dodge are also some pretty good options. We're also going to be putting a 4-piece Ebisu set on him, as well as the wind elemental or the darkness elemental. For Narutoshi, we're going to be giving him agility, control, and primary magic combo. His Omamori should be slow plus damage reduction and dodge plus crit res. He gets the 4-piece Orochi set as well, and the darkness elemental or the wind one. Lastly, we have Nanami here. He's going to be getting agility, penetration, and physical combo. His Omamoris should be crit pursuit plus valor and rampage plus rage or precision or divine power. He's also going to be getting the 4-piece Tamamo set with the fire elemental or Hawkeye or bloodthirst. Now, you may have noticed everyone has agility on. This isn't super important earlier on, but it becomes more and more important the farther you get. You'll find yourself getting stuck if your team isn't faster than your opponents. So for our sub position, the 6th spot, we have a couple of choices as free to play. You could save up your Tengen tickets here. Old Toji's really good just for sheer damage, so he wouldn't be a bad choice. I know we said we wouldn't talk about these kind of guys, but this is technically a free to play friendly way to get units. You could also get Shoko or Mahito in this advanced prize draw, although Yoshinobu, oh, there he is. He does show up here, so you're probably going to want to save your tickets to get him, seeing as he is the better option for free to play. But if you do decide to get Toji, you're going to want to put agility on him, as well as penetration and physical combo. His Omamori should be crit pursuit plus valor and rampage plus rage or precision or divine power. Give him the Tamamo set, as well as the fire elemental or Hawkeye or bloodthirst. For Mahito, you're going to want to put agility on him, as well as mana and, where is it here, ataraxia. For his Omamoris, it should be crit res plus damage reduction and blessing plus magic combo. You can also give him either the Ebisu set or the Orochi set. For Shoko, you're going to want to be using agility. For Shoko, you're going to want to be using agility, vigor, and ataraxia. Her Omamori should be crit res plus damage reduction and shield plus dodge. Keep in mind, only one unit needs to have shield because they won't stack. Give her the Ebisu set, as well as either the light elemental or the wind one. So it was a pretty long video, but hopefully that'll help everybody get the best team they can while playing free to play. You can still use this if you're spending a bit of money, but not enough to go all out summoning a bunch of copies of the new URs, because you do need quite a few copies to level them up. So have fun, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.